Hallo, heute fangen wir mit unserem Accusative an. So we're going to be learning our accusative case for the first time ever today. And basically, in English, we don't have cases, which is what this is. So we've learned about the nominative so far, now we're going to learn the accusative. That being said, we kind of still do have this because in English, we have subjects, we have direct objects, we have indirect objects. And we're going to take a look at what that means specifically in the context of German and how you can start actually including an object in your sentence so it's not always just verb and subject, which is what you've been doing thus far. And so effectively, we've learned that our most basic sentence structure is a subject and a predicate. So you need a subject and you need a verb that's conjugated to match with that subject. In English, it's always subject before verb. In German, we've learned our standing rule that the verb is always second. You do not have to start with your subject. The subject has to stick next to the verb. So in some of our examples of sentences here in English, we have Aunt Bettina visits exotic countries on vacation. So the verb visits, our subject, which in German is our nominative, is always whoever or whatever is performing that verb. So in this case, who's doing the visiting? Aunt Bettina is. And who or what is she visiting? She's visiting exotic countries. So that's the direct object. It's the person or object that the verb is acting upon. So I buy an ice cream cone. I'm the one buying something. What am I buying? I'm buying an ice cream cone. She meets interesting people there. Again, she is the subject who's meeting. And who is she meeting? She's meeting interesting people. That's the direct object, or the dative the accusative that we're going to learn in German. She wears expensive clothes all the time. So wears, who's doing the wearing? She is. And what is she wearing? Your accusative, expensive clothes. Now we're going to put that into context of German. Let's get our screen to move for us. Okay, there we go. So basic sentence, subject and predicate. And your verb has to come in second place. So predicate is just whatever other parts of speech you have beyond the subject and the verb. So an example, Nina tanzt gern. That's exactly the type of sentence we've been using so far. Nina und Alexander, so here we have a plural subject. Gehen is conjugated now for that plural subject versus tanzt, which was conjugated for the singular subject Nina. Nina und Alexander gehen oft in die Disco. So who's Nina and Alexander are the subject? They are going. And where are they going? To the disco frequently. So other parts of speech can also be a noun or pronoun, which is targeted by the verb. And this is something you've already been wanting to do, but you haven't been able to. So this is now, from here on out, you can have much more realistic sentence structures. So, mein Bruder Alfred lernt gern Deutsch. So, mein Bruder Alfred, my brother Alfred, learns gern Deutsch. Okay, so he likes to learn German, or he likes to study German. And the way we're going to practice this is in your textbook right at the beginning, exercise 313, Onkel Alfred. And if you recall, when it comes to family members, our boyfriends, so on, our textbook likes to have people with very differing opinions about the same individual. So in this case, we're hearing from Robert Ziegler as well as his father, and they're both talking about his father's brother, or Robert's uncle, Onkel Alfred. And we're going to be finding the subjects and the direct objects. And if we look at our first sample sentences, the best way to find your subject is to first find your verb, because that verb's always in second place. So if I look, mein Bruder Alfred verdient viel Geld, my verb here is verdient. Liest langweilige Bücher. Liest would be my verb. Verdienen is to earn, so who is earning? Wer verdient? Mein Bruder Alfred. Lesen, to read. Wer liest? Liest. And both of those verbs are, I know they might look a little bit weird in their conjugation. That's another grammar point we'll be learning in this chapter. So we'll be learning some irregular verbs in this chapter. And so my brother Alfred earns, what does he earn? Was verdient er? Viel Geld. Und liest, he reads, what does he read? Langweilige Bücher. So your new accusative, your direct object, is the thing that verb points towards or is acting upon. So somebody has to earn the money, but has to earn something, but the thing they're earning, in this case money, is going to be your direct object. And so we're just doing the exact same thing with a bunch of practice sentences. So Herr Ziegler says, kennen Sie meinen Bruder Alfred? So unser Verb hier ist kennen. We're starting with a verb and we have a question mark at the end. So what type of sentence is this? That's right, a yes-no sentence. So, and my subject has to stick next to my verb. So in a yes-no question, which starts with a verb, the very next thing after that verb has to be my subject. In this case, it's the Sie, you formal. So do you know? Whom do you know? Meinen Bruder Alfred. Trinkt teure Weine. Unser Verb, trinkt, to drink. Who is doing the drinking? Er. Und was trinkt Onkel Alfred? Teure Weine, expensive wines. Kauft auch teure Anzüge. Again, our action word in second place is kauft, so to buy. And who buys? Kauft. Und was kauft er? Teure Anzüge. So he also buys expensive suits. Seinen großen Mercedes finde ich toll. Hier ist unser Verb ein bisschen gegen dem Ende. Finde. Und wer ist unser Subjekt? Ich. Ich finde. Und was finde ich? So, was finde ich toll? Ich finde seinen großen Mercedes toll. So, Herr Ziegler denkt, okay, sein Bruder kauft teure Sachen und er hat einen großen Mercedes. Robert ist vielleicht ein bisschen negativer. Onkel Alfred hat keine Familie und keine Freunde. So unser Verb hier, hat. Und wer hat? Onkel Alfred hat. Und was hat Onkel Alfred? Keine Familie und keine Freunde. Uncle Alfred doesn't have any family or friends. Liest nur langweilige Bücher. Liest ist unser Verb. Wer liest? Er. Und was liest er? Nur langweilige Bücher. Only boring books. Macht keinen Sport und auch keine Reisen. So, macht so he does or he partakes in, keinen Sport und auch keine Reisen. So he doesn't do any sports and he doesn't do any trips. Ich finde meinen Onkel doof und sein Leben stinklangweilig. And finde, and who finds or feels or thinks? Ich. I feel that meinen Onkel doof und sein Leben stinklangweilig. So I find my uncle is lame or silly, dumb, and so his life is so boring it stinks. And so this exercise, all we've done here is identify the blue and the green, which is what you've already been doing, and identifying your conjugated verb, which is conjugated to match the subject, the nominative case. And now in purple, we've been looking at the direct object, the accusative, which is whatever that verb is performing upon. So the subject performs the verb, and then that verb points towards the direct object. And we'll learn more about that in the very next grammar lesson. Danke, bis bald.